I don't want no echo. So this has a little like lag though. Like how do I?
So,
Maybe so introduce yourself. Who are you?
who am I? Well, why don't we
Yeah.
introduce you? Because this is really your podcast. This is my
Hi.
good friend, Veronica, you guys.
Yes. We are I am Veronica, nurse practitioner Veronica. We are Detroit-ish white coat exam room podcast. And I am your favorite nurse practitioner. Okay. Yeah. Am I extra?
She's
Just a
so
little.
extra.
And we got all nurses in the building. And they can't even see me on this camera over here. But I'm glad you guys tuned in, and we're really like happy that you guys keep watching us. Like, why do y'all keep watching us though? Because we're not really that entertaining. A little bit. We a little bit entertaining, but not that entertaining.
We have like fun.
A lot of fun. Nurses have the most fun.
We do. We're fun. We're fun girls.
But go ahead and introduce yourself for the people because they need to know who you are.
I am Consuela.
Consuela.
I'm not a nurse practitioner, but I'm a registered nurse.
Yes.
Mother, baby, labor, delivery, NICU sometimes. And so I think today we're going to be talking a lot about, is it burnout?
We are talking about, yes.
Nurse burnout is real.
Last week we discussed burnout just in general with healthcare professionals, but this week and we had a lot of firefighters on, and girl, them firefighters be fine as hell. But why they single though? Cause you know what, nurses be single.
Nurses be single. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
We try to get chose.
We getting chose, but
this
just
year,
not by the right
20.
choosers.
Yeah, we don't want them.
Yeah, we don't want the people.
The ones that
that's
choose
choosing
us, we don't want them.
No, thank you.
But we
I'll
want
pass.
to shout out to the firefighters. Woo, girl. Let me tell you. I mean, two of them were my girls. There were two ladies, and I was like, "Hey, girl, hey." Okay, but it was one fine gentleman. I was like, you can slide in the DM when you're done with this podcast. Okay? I'm just saying. But, okay, this week is all nurses. We talking straight nurses, and what we're talking about is burnout. Does it correlate to PTSD? And, PTSD is, DSM-5 or whatever it's more specific to one actual incident. So like a car accident, you were involved in 9/11, it's one incident. That's where you could say a diagnosis of PTSD for sure.
Right.
But we have like a lot of micro traumas over and over and over and over and over again.
No matter what specialty of nursing you're in, you experience some type of trauma with your job.
And we have to keep going.
Yeah.
Get back to work.
We do.
You might not even get a lunch.
You might not even get to empty your bladder.
Hello? We got nurses' bladder, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
So it's a lot of things that go on. And then I've noticed that we also have issues in relationships inside and outside of the hospital or whatever area you choose to work in. I'm just like, I notice some things. I notice patterns is what I notice. And I want to hear from some nurses out here. We are on Facebook. Our page is called what?
Real Nurses of Detroit.
I want to hear from the real nurses of Detroit.
You want to hear from the real nurses?
All of them. Yeah. Call in. I want you guys to call in. Let me give y'all the number. Consuela, can you give them the number?
Yes. So the number to call in and comment or question or whatever is 248-579-5290.
And we're taking all callers tonight.
All callers.
Live on the air.
Live on the air.
Right now.
Come on and, tell us what you're dealing with. If you are a registered nurse, no matter what specialty you work in, no matter if you work in a long-term facility,
ER,
hospital,
outpatient,
ER, hospice, whatever, because we all nurses do suffer burnout.
But how about this? How about we eat our young though? What that mean?
I don't eat my young. I mean, I know that I'm still a very young nurse, but when I was in nursing school, yes, I saw that.
How long you been a nurse?
Just over 3 years, 3.5 years.
Okay. Yes, you a baby nurse. You just learned how to walk.
Well, on paper, I'm a baby nurse.
Okay.
But in real life,
she got shady. You got a little.
We know how long I've been doing this thing.
Okay, yeah, no. How did we meet though?
We met at Children's Hospital.
Yes. What year was that?
Oh,
like,
God.
Was it
I started at
ER?
Children's. It wasn't in the ER because you worked 5 West before the ER.
Yes, 5 West. So I became a nurse in 04.
Okay.
So it was around 04-ish.
Had to be because I came to Children's in 02.
Yes.
And I was in the pool from 2002 to 2005. Okay. And then 2005, I transferred to the ED.
So we some old school.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm an old nurse. Put my midnight in. You can't tell me Nathaniel.
Listen.
Okay? Listen, I'm sorry. Let me fix my hair. You can't tell me nothing. When you done put in at least 10 years, I got 15 going on 16 as an RN, okay? But then when you upgrade to the NP, you still have to maintain your RN. People might not know that. I'm still an RN. I could do your job and still do mine. There's a difference. There's levels to this. We'll get to that. But we want to talk about these micro traumas that we go through at work. And just in the corporate America, I don't understand. I don't understand why we eat our young. What does it mean to eat our young? It means, basically, as an older nurse.
A seasoned nurse.
We have experience. A lot of us are supposed to mentor those that are coming in, train those that are coming in, and be okay with it. However, some people get $1 extra to be a preceptor.
Or a charge nurse.
One
whole dollar.
And not that it's monetarily, but I think I see a difference between the medical model where in medicine and the doctors, they have residents and fellows and interns rotating through every month. And they are so welcoming and they take them on their wing. No question is stupid. They really are in the hospital trying to teach them.
Nurses don't do that. I'm not one of those nurses, but I've witnessed it firsthand. Nurses, I won't say all nurses, but a lot of nurses don't do that.
Why do you think that is? Let's go.
I think it's partly because of burnout, especially with the older nurses. They're tired, They've been maybe on their unit for forever.
I ain't tired.
They're not.
She said
they're not. They're tired.
They got Gucci bags under their eyes or something? Why you think they're tired?
Yeah, they're tired because they've been working for many, many years. They still, some of their kids grown, still live at home.
Oh, no,
they got
shady.
husbands that, they're not maybe necessarily happy with.
That's what you think?
And so that's what I think. This is just my opinion. This is not the views and opinions of the real nurses of Detroit.
I forgot about
that
part.
Just the opinion of Consuela, a nurse in Detroit.
Speaking of that, let's go to... Lord have mercy.
But yeah, I think they eat their young just because they feel like, they know everything. Like they've been doing this job for so long and... they are not open to change.
Do you think it's just a female to female thing? Like, maybe it's just like, I don't like your attitude and you need to be humble. Like, I was humble when I came in here.
I think that has something to do with it. Because, and you get that female to female with everything. Not just with nursing, but
she thinks she's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, she gonna come in here and think she cute, nurse? Yeah. Oh, let's see how much she know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they'll play that game with you. I
think it's a lot of hazing going on.
Yeah.
I think it's cliquish.
It is.
I don't fit into cliques.
I don't either. I don't either.
I don't want to.
I separate myself from things like that. I just do me.
Do you? Yeah.
You know, and if I get stuck on something, if I'm not 100% sure, because, you know, even though I've been in the field for a very long time, I don't know everything. No nurse knows everything. So there'll come a time where, you know, you're faced with something and you're really like, dang, I never did this, or I haven't done this in a long time. Like, what am I supposed to do? And so it's good to have somebody that you can go to and ask, but sometimes you don't have somebody.
Yes, yes. So I think the micro traumas that come in the field have to do with not really fitting in, and then a lot of us, we went through a lot just to get through nursing school.
Okay.
So
this right here is a lot of the reason.
Ooh.
No cap. That's a lot of the reason.
What is it?
It's this
What is
melanin,
that?
this
Your
brown
melanin?
skin. Yes.
You think you
listen,
Huh?
Linda.
Oh. Whoa! Tell me how you really feel.
It is
Angie
definitely.
D is in the building, though. That's an Angie D line. She's like, well, tell me.
Yes, it's definitely different if your skin is brown.
Ooh.
You are faced with different challenges. That was my experience. That was the experience of almost every African American nurse that I know, and I know plenty. And I saw things happen firsthand.
I can't argue with that point.
In my program.
I can't. It's not
it's sad.
easy.
It's not easy. It really is not.
And it will test your patience.
It will test your God in you. Because some days you just want to pop off. Like,
you cry.
Really?
A lot.
Oh, I might have cried every day.
If you don't have anxiety before you was in nursing school, you will when you get up in there.
You definitely
You need
will.
your test. Like, did I pass or not? I need to know right now.
Yeah.
And a lot of things are electronic now, but let's take a pause and go into hot topics. Do you want to do hot topics now? Because Angie D is here.
We got another nurse in the building.
No, she's not a nurse.
Oh.
She's not a nurse. She's
Sorry.
not a nurse. That's
She can be a nurse, though.
She's like, no. Yeah. So we're just talking right now about the correlation. Like last week, we talked to the firefighters and how we go through these micro traumas at work and everything that we go through and how that correlates to PTSD. And I use that diagnosis loosely, but we get burned out from what we're doing. And I remember Pastor, I always call him Pastor Matt, Chaplain Matt was like, well, you got some people in the field that shouldn't be. And I was like, dang, well, what I'm supposed to do?
A lot of people in the
I'm
field
burnt
that shouldn't
out.
be.
Yeah, but I mean, you've been doing it for 15, 20 years. Then what? You can't just have a change of
career.
You can't.
Yeah.
If you could potentially cause harm to someone because of maybe your state of mind, then as difficult as it is, that to me, I mean, there's a no-brainer there. Like, you have to go if you, being a policeman or a doctor or whatever it is, if you have come to a point where you're just so desensitized, or maybe you see everyone the same way, or you're diagnosing someone before they even tell you what's wrong with them, you're just coming to a diagnosis.
It comes very automatic. I think the healthcare system is broken, and it's very much like, especially if you work in the hospital, you're treated more like it's an assembly line.
Yes, you are.
But isn't that also from the insurance companies? Because there's so many, I see these guys when they come in and they are introducing something new to the doctor, and there's, not to say money or anything's exchanged hands, but there's gifts.
Yeah.
There's reasons for someone to maybe say, hey, let me recommend this script over this other one.
Well, at the facility that I work with, and I want to say this, that our views tonight have nothing to do with where we are employed by.
Please
So
don't get it twisted.
that
These
does
are
not-
our personal views and
Put
opinions
that out there.
of the real nurses of Detroit. It
'Cause
has
we gonna
nothing
keep
to
it
do
real
with
you.
where we make our money. So
Yeah.
this is not their opinions or their views, but this is how we feel
And our
as
experience.
nurses and
Yeah.
our experience that work in this field.
Yeah. So we just have
For
to
all
put
the
that-
days of the week that we do and all the hours that we put in, we have opinions, we have feelings, we are human. And so this is an outlet for us to discuss what we go through, what we see,
What's real.
what
We
we
gonna
would
keep
like
it
to see
real.
Well, that's the other
changed,
thing. It's
and
not
so
just
forth
some
and so on.
cookie cutter show where you're just like telling people what they want to hear. You're telling people the truth of your truth.
Yeah.
And your
that's-
truth or my truth may be different from
For
someone
sure.
else's.
And everybody's experience is different. However,
Yes.
like she was saying how nursing school was, it was horrendous.
It was.
I'm so
Especially if you
traumatized.
were
I
black.
almost did not even go.
Can you remember, are there still times that stick out in your mind today where you were traumatized back
Yes.
in school?
I'll
Oh,
never
yeah.
forget
That it was
it.
so bad that you still can think
Oh,
of
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still need counseling. Like I promise you, I almost didn't get my master's because I was shaking when I went up in there to register. Like, I don't think I should be here. And he's like, it's gonna be okay. It's not the same as undergrad. I was like, proof it. I can't give you no money because I'm really scared. I was really scared. Sorry, somebody called my phone. And
I was looking at my phone.
I know,
like, is that
sorry.
me?
Yeah, people be calling me. But it was scary. It was really scary. I don't care how, like, I had a Blue Cross Blue Shield scholarship. I was I was on a track team, and I had money from a rowing team, and I had the money was there. It wasn't the money. It was the nurses eating their young.
Yeah.
It was that trauma where we're going to teach you by error. So instead of teaching you what you need to know beforehand, we want you to fail, and then you'll learn. Because you'll be so scared of making that mistake again that you're going to learn from your mistakes, and you're going to learn hard. And, you know, people don't understand, like, we have to keep an 80% average or above.
Listen.
80.
Yeah, so, like.
So everybody has like a 3.6 and above in nurses. It's very competitive.
And the C was, like, borderline failed.
You failed. You out of there.
So
and
if you wasn't doing a B or a better.
2 times, you are done from nursing school. And here's the thing. I took medical school classes. I was pre-med. It's a 50% average in pre-med, meaning you pass or you fail. Now, I'm not comparing the material. There's a lot of stuff. It's overwhelming. However, you have way more support in medical school or medical school classes than you do. And there's another thing. When I got advising to declare my major, they were like, "Oh no, you a little behind, ain't you?" I said, "What? I'm a sophomore. I'm declaring my major. I'm gonna go to pre-med." They're like, "Oh no, not you." Wow. Excuse me? Yeah, you are discouraged from going there. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do nursing. That'll be easier. Hell no, it wasn't.
Yeah, nursing was not easier. I remember when I found out I got accepted into the program, and I went, they have like the informational meeting to tell you like all of the stuff that this program entails. And so it's like a room full of us at the college, and it's almost like they try to set you up for failure in the beginning. They're like, so, if you got kids, you need to find sitters for them and let your husband or your spouses know that, there'll be no date nights and there'll be no this and no that. Yeah. And you cannot work full time. And I was just like,
absolutely not.
Wait a minute. I own a
They
house.
told me to quit track.
I have to work full time.
For track.
Yeah. They was like, everything you have to do from this day forward, is nursing. You have to read
Your
this many
life.
chapters per day. You
Seriously.
have to do this. You have to do
20
that. You
chapters
can't
on
work
the first
full time. You
test,
can't do this. You
1
can't do
week.
that. And I was just like,
What?
this is a lot.
It consumes your life.
It
really
does.
Well,
It did.
But I think that's also like that, depending on what your career is. Like if you're an attorney, when you go to law school, for those years, that's all you do.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, but you don't get to dictate what I can and cannot do and what I cannot.
No, but I also think that that there are some people that don't know what they're getting into, so they kind of. It's almost like that. Not to compare it to this, but if you ever watch like How to Get Away with Murder, how like when she talks to the class, how like in the very beginning, to just kind of let you know that what you thought is wrong.
Yeah, it's true. It's levels to this.
What you just assumed it was going to be, it's not just a walk in the park. And I think they prepare because some people just maybe think like they were like
I never
straight
thought
A's.
it was going to be easy though. And
But
I think
it's
that's why it took so
traumatizing.
long for me
I'm sure.
to like be like,
No,
okay,
you
I'm gonna
don't
do it.
understand. You don't understand. It is traumatizing. Like I'm a laid back person. Like whatever happens, happens. We're gonna roll with it. Not in nursing school.
Oh no.
It's like you jittery, like, oh my God, I got a test tomorrow.
Right.
Oh my God. Where's my book? Where's my pen? I can't.
Listen.
And I guess it's because they feel like also you have someone's life in your hands, so it almost has to be.
I know that. You don't got to tell me that.
Right.
You do not.
Because
have
I
to
was
tell me
already
that.
working in the field, not as a
Oh,
nurse,
before you
but
went to school.
Before I went to school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we all do.
I understood that, but
Yeah, that.
I mean, just some
Do
of the
most
stuff.
nurses do before they go to school?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda.
Like a nurse assistant, or you work
Or
at
like
the
medical
front
assistant,
desk.
or you work at a clinic or something like that, like a
Something.
doctor's
Before
office.
you go to nursing
You don't
school?
just come off the street and say, I'm
Now,
going to
I
go.
know
So
some
people don't
people-
just go from like high school to college
Some
in
people
nursing?
do.
Okay.
I know some people who've done that, but I don't think many. Like most people have some type of background
job
in the medical field.
in the hospital,
Yeah.
in the caregiver, something.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of people like at high school say when they graduated they knew they were going into pre-med. So that's
You
what I'm saying.
could
Is
say
it
that.
that same kind of thing? Where they went to like U of M or Michigan State and they entered into a pre-med program.
I mean, realistically,
Is it like that?
I don't know a lot of people that actually like said this is going to be my major, and they actually they followed through with it.
Okay.
You know, now for me, I'm kind of a different breed. I said I was going to do medicine. I thought I was going to be a doctor. But you know what? I got a white coat. I write prescriptions. I had an office. Listen, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not trying to be one. However, I diagnose, I treat, I do a lot of things a doctor does, but I know my limitations too. And so there's some doctors that are a little intimidated. They don't like nurse practitioners because we're well liked in the community. Like the patients that we do have, I keep it real with you. I'm gonna just tell you this is what I can and cannot do, and I refer when it's out of my scope. It's out of my scope. I'm not an oncologist. I'm not gonna do surgery on you. I don't do surgery. I do primary care. And if I know it, I know it. If I don't, I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not, I know my scope. I stay within my scope.
Mm-hmm.
But, some people can get real territorial, and it's a money game, and it's cutthroat. It's cutthroat when you have your own business. I'm out. I'll tap out like, ding, ding, ding. Where my bail at? Where's my bail? Y'all always taking my bail from me.
You didn't get one today at all.
She did not. She does not need
Exactly.
one
You didn't get one, period.
She don't know how to stop
You didn't get
pushing
one.
Lakita's on our Facebook page, and she says she's in law enforcement, and she said this sounds exactly like law enforcement academy. And you know what? I think it's not for the weak. I get it.
Not.
They want the best of the best. However, once you get out of nursing school and you start working, that's where it really goes down.
It does.
It's gender. It's racial.
Yep.
It's a lot of things that you are just, you know what? I think that's going to have, I think we talked about this last week with the hot topics and how we talked about Gabrielle Union.
Mm-hmm.
We go through that. We go through that too. Like, we're discriminated against.
We are.
For promotions, charge, whatever, and it's obvious to us, but you see a lot of nurses that will go from this hospital to that hospital. We're always switching jobs.
What would you say the percentage of male to female nurses
now
is?
I don't even know.
Because it's just assumed that nurses are women. Really?
For real, but you work in labor and delivery. That's different.
but I mean, like, even like going through the hospital, like if I have to go down to the lab or something, I might see a couple of gentlemen in the ED.
Where you? You're at Henry Ford?
Sinai.
Disgrace, girl.
Don't do that.
I called them
Don't
disgrace.
Do that. Don't do that.
We're going to keep it 100. Disgrace.
No.
But they get shot over there on the west side.
They get shot everywhere. West side, east side, south side, north side.
Listen, but if you go to a Beaumont, you get shot, we would be like,
If you go to a Beaumont and you're a GSW victim and it's like a real trauma, you're probably going to die.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I said that.
Is it true that if something like that happened,
like,
you want to go to receiving?
Listen, take me to receiving.
That's what I
take me to Sinai. They're going to
Receiving
save
was on
your
Discovery
life. They
Channel.
really, really are.
They really
I
would.
believe that.
They would.
I believe that.
Discovery Channel, yes.
Why? Because that's where the
Receiving.
police officers got taken, or what is the reason?
It goes down.
It's just,
In
they
city.
have like a, level 1 trauma center.
But no,
so they're
does
equipped to handle that. Beaumont has that?
Yes.
In Royal Oak?
No.
I don't believe it.
Not on some GSWs. That's a gunshot
yeah, I was gonna
wound.
say.
It's not GSW related. However, take me to Beaumont.
Don't take me to Beaumont.
You can take me to Beaumont.
Don't take me there.
I will say,
Don't
I
take me
had
there.
a
I worked
bad
at Beaumont.
accident, and I went to Beaumont. I had the best.
Which Beaumont?
They had
though?
to the one
In
like
Troy?
in Troy.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. yeah. I had a terrible accident.
If I'm a GSW, I'm gonna be.
No, you don't want to go to Troy.
Yeah, that's too far.
Or
I don't want to.
No.
I tell you this though, I cracked my head open, and the guy that did the surgery, like, he's gonna be an amazing plastic surgeon.
Okay, hey, we got a caller.
Hey.
Hi. Well, hello there. Who is this?
This is Fahinish. How are you guys?
We're
Good. How are
you? You have a comment?
I'm great.
Question, concern, whatever.
You live with the real nurses of Detroit. Tell us, are
Tell
you
us
a
how you
nurse?
feeling.
Are you a nurse?
I am a licensed EMT. I've been an
Okay.
EMT for 19 years.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. And you've been at different hospitals? Are you at an ambulance service? What kind of facility are you working at?
You name it, I've done it. But
Okay, you
currently,
name it
I
like
do
Thanksgiving.
medical for Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I
work
do
for
medical for
Amazon.
Amazon, and I
Yeah,
still
they like the
do
plan.
part-time
That
at the
sounds easy.
ambulance company,
Hey, are
private
you hiring?
ambulance.
Because medical for Amazon sounds like an easy job.
You would think that, but it's not.
It's not? Okay, I'm sorry. So
It's supposed to be, but when you dealing with people, it can be difficult.
And I commend you too. I mean, I know you said you're not a nurse, you're a licensed EMT, but you guys are out there in the field before the patient even arrives to whatever facility they're going to.
Because they might
so
not make
I know
it.
you see a lot of stuff, and I just commend you because I don't think I could work in the field like that. Like, I don't think I could work ambulance. I don't know. Like, that's a really, really high stress level. Going to some of these homes, dealing with families, you don't know what you're walking into. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the hospital, we're a little more safeguarded, even though stuff does happen.
I'm going to come
in
with
the hospital.
You
That's true.
sit down. You boil some water.
Listen,
you
one
get
right
some
here.
towels and boil
This
some
one right
eggs.
here, her bark is louder than her bite. I'm just going to tell y'all that right now.
I'm going to go in with sunshine.
But,
come on, girl. We open the door. We kicking it in.
Oh my goodness.
But no, I commend you.
Sometimes
You do have a
need
hard
that.
job as well.
You have to give people that tough love sometimes.
You do. You do.
You
Calm
do.
down. Sit down. Boil that water because you got to get them out the way.
Yeah.
So send them away. So yeah.
So what's your question or your comment for the Real Nurses of Detroit?
Tell us what traumas you go through. Like, do you go?
I know
through
you probably.
Well, you know
She
what?
could probably write a book.
I know you was asking me, about basically the burnout that everybody goes through in healthcare.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the people don't understand that they come to us with their problems.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to find a way to relieve ourselves from those problems.
We do.
So you don't carry those things home.
Yeah.
So they don't understand the level that goes along with seeing what other people and traumas actually do to other people, other human beings.
Yeah.
It's not all about just being sick and taking care of diabetes and giving somebody CPR because they've had a heart attack or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
People are actually out here harming people. So we see people when they are mangled up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that burnout is real.
It is
just
real.
to
See
just
that
from
over
carrying
and
a lot of that
over
stuff
and
with
over
you.
again. Yeah. And so, what do you do to cope with, the stress without taking it
For
home?
one thing, I don't hold it in. I have an outlet. So I have a safe haven of my circle of people that I can talk to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's
so
necessary.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that's very necessary because a lot of people do hold it in. A lot of people do take it home. I used to be one of those people, especially when I worked at Children's in the ER. You see a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even think should happen to kids or that kids should go through. And I remember my mom used to tell me, like, you just need to stop working there. You come home crying all the time. And I just be like, I can't stop. Like, you want to help, but it's like, oh, my God, that's
sad.
It's sad. Yeah.
You remember how
they don't realize that in the moment, you're not thinking about that.
Right.
Because in the moment, you have a job to do.
That's right.
In the moment, you have a life to save. Mm-hmm. So you going through your scenarios, you going through your assessment, you going through everything you need to do to keep that person breathing, to keep them alive, to get them, to some form of homeostasis or back to the way that they was. Mm-hmm. So they don't realize when we going through that at the moment, when your adrenaline comes down and you have a moment to breathe.
Yeah.
Then
that's when your mind set back to thinking about all of that stuff that you just went through.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you think that being EMT, I don't know if it's the same with like how we were just talking about, there's like kind of a hazing going on with the young EMTs versus the old EMT. Like with us, we say nurses eat their young. It's basically sink or swim. We're not going to help you.
Right.
Do you
I'm
think
not
that
one of those nurses. I help everybody. I'm just saying. Seriously, because it really is a tough job. It's not
so hard.
It's not easy at all. And I remember, being a nursing student and even like a brand new nurse, like feeling like I did all of this schooling and I don't know nothing. I feel like I don't know this. This ain't what I learned in school. Like
and you come out
textbook
cocky,
and the real patient is two totally different things. It's two totally different things.
You can't treat a monitor.
You cannot.
You can't treat a book.
You cannot.
That's right. And all of us say the same thing. There's textbook and there's real world.
That is correct.
And a lot of, and it is true, I guess a lot of us do eat our young, but, in healthcare, we need to do better. As women in healthcare, we need to do better.
We do.
Because women in healthcare, we are in the top 3 of the most abusive jobs, employment.
Top
so
3?
We actually, according to statistics and studies, we actually do it to each other.
We do. I agree with that.
And we do. We need to do better.
Do you think that's just
black,
a
white,
women?
brown? We need to do better.
You think it's just a woman thing, like a jealousy, like crabs in a barrel type of thing? Like I'm here and I work my butt off to get here, so I want to make sure you don't get and take my spot because I'm the number 1 spot and I need to hold my number 1 spot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's an Olympic.
You know what? It could be that, but when when you already got it and know you have it, you don't mind somebody else getting it.
What I say when we started, like,
you.
girl, I am bad. Let me just tell you, I saved my whole life in this mud.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't realize when you are older and you already got it and people see that, they gonna come to you.
Yeah.
Because they want some of what you got.
And
they
you don't
can't
even
never
have
be
to
you,
be,
but you can help them along.
You don't even have to be older. You know what I'm saying? You could be younger and know your stuff, and people will come to you and be
I'm
like,
not old.
I'm not old either. And honey,
I've been in the game.
You might not be old, but you've been around.
Yes.
You know
definitely.
what I'm saying? Somebody 5 years in the field versus somebody a year in the field.
Right.
Yes.
That's
a big difference.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
There's those
you've been more seasoned.
Yeah. I'm seasoned. I'm so seasoned. I'm like
I'm like Salt Bay.
You Salt Bay. I'm that Creole with some Salt Bay with some all the seasonings. Okay, I've been in the game for 15 years, so it's like you can't forget. You know, you've learned from your mistakes in nursing school. You've learned from older nurses who are no longer in the game. You've learned. You've been hazed. You've been here. You've been there.
And if you've been lucky enough to have great preceptors, you've learned from great preceptors.
That's true.
Because I had some great preceptors. Like, I'm thankful.
What's a
for
preceptor?
So a preceptor is someone who is assigned to to work with the new nurse and, kind of show her the ropes, her or him, because we know, nursing is not just women anymore.
Guy, and he was so calm. Like, he was like a daddy figure, you know what I mean? Like, there's trauma going on, and he, like, putting something down some baby's throat, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to come back. I thought I had an emergency, but that ain't no emergency. He's like, what you need, girl? I was like, no. I done got stressed out. I was just going to ask you about this insulin. He was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Which insulin is it? I mean, he's so calm. Yeah. And so it's one thing for me, and I'm going to let you go. I want you to finish, but one thing for me was just, a seasoned nurse from a new nurse was that the calmness in the storm. Like, they are quick to be like, it's okay. Boil the water.
Yep.
Okay?
But you have to think about it. If you're freaking out and your patients see you freaking out,
they're not going to trust you. They're going to be afraid. Like, does she know what she's doing?
No.
What's happening here? Why she as nervous as I am, if not even more nervous? So you gotta know how to keep your composure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, you do.
Definitely. Because I done seen some stuff and I've been like,
you have to go through your
in my mind, like, Lord,
listen, I got blue steel face.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna be right back.
Because that's one thing in nursing school. They said you got to keep that face together.
And I'm not good with that. I do
not
have a poker face. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. What I'm thinking, you will see it. My coworkers tell me all the time.
Like, fix your face.
Why you looking? What's wrong? I'm like, nothing. What is y'all talking about?
You know something
sometimes I got to turn away because I already know.
Yeah.
And when I want to say something that I know is not politically correct,
I say
just say okay.
You can't keep that stuff in. You're going to have
a
heart attack.
I say it. And I'm not disrespectful with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You got to have some tact. You gotta have some tact.
I don't got no
I have tact, but I don't keep my mouth closed because we're talking about somebody's
life. You're not even old enough to do that.
I'm old enough. I don't look old enough.
No,
Come
I'm talking
on,
about in the game. Well, Sunshine, we're going to let you go. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for all you do out there in the field, too. We really appreciate you.
Thank you so much. You guys, too. You
guys
do, too.
Anytime.
All right,
welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, have a good night.
All right, have a good night.
You
all
too.
Right,
thank
bye-bye.
you.
Yeah, like, there's so many things I want to talk about nursing, but I encourage everybody to go to nursing school.
No, don't encourage everybody to go to nursing school.
Why not?
I would agree because there's some people
because there's some people who not even when people. I feel like nowadays, and I know some people personally.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have said that on live.
No, you didn't.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, you ain't they no names.
Because you know what?
People,
because I'm a realist. I'm a realist though, and I just like to be honest.
The real nurses in Detroit.
Some people feel like, oh, I'm going to go to nursing school because I can make a lot of money. They don't have compassion.
No.
They don't want to care for people. They don't really know what they're getting into. And I see these people in their personal lives. Yep. I see them in their social media lives, and I'm like, you would be, and please don't take this personal to anybody who may be watching.
I'm taking it personal already.
Listen, I feel like some of those people that I just mentioned without names would be a disgrace to the profession that I love. Like, seriously, I don't want somebody coming into the field, because they're there for a check.
Okay.
You need to come because you have the heart to want to help somebody. That you have compassion. These are my views and opinions, not the views and opinions.
No. You should never do anything
they are
for
mine.
a check.
You shouldn't, but a lot of people do.
That's true.
A lot of people do, and people get in the field for the wrong time. They want to wear scrubs and cute shoes and prance around in tight scrubs. That's not what the nursing
That's what I saw
about.
In 2004. Girl, that little girl had her little tight scrubs on, and she bent over. Excuse me, doctor, can I get the paper from the bottom shelf? I said, excuse me?
No.
What's going on here? I wouldn't even want to be with a doctor.
No.
How about that?
No.
How about it? Because they always talking about us like, why don't you just get you a doctor? You're a nurse. You work with doctors. Be with a doctor. Why? Why would I want to be with a doctor?
Please don't. Please don't go into nursing
But would
school.
you want to be with a doctor?
I don't want to be with a doctor. I've been in a hospital since before 2002, before I went to Children's. So I've been in a hospital for like 20 years plus, and nothing about
Have you ever dated a doctor?
I've never, and I've never wanted to, and I don't ever want to.
Have I?
And it's nothing personal against doctors.
I dated a resident.
That's just not for me.
I dated a resident, but he was all over the place, and I can't. I can't. You laugh. I can't
with you.
He was a Leo, so he was too flamboyant for me. Okay, calm that down. I can't. We can't do all of that. Yeah. Plus, he was from down south, and you know them down south boys. You know what's going. Yeah. So it was too much going on there. But no, I have a lot of respect for doctors.
I have a lot of respect for doctors too. I just don't want to date them. I don't. I mean, and I don't know what God has in His plan. But if I got to choose, I don't want a doctor.
You don't.
I don't.
Why not?
I just don't. That's just not. I'm in the field. I don't want both of us to be in the field.
You don't?
No.
I would date somebody in the field. Like, I would date a fight.
You would date a what?
Firefighter. Yes, I will. Paramedic. I'll date one of them. Girl, them paramedics be smart.
That's okay.
My thing is about, what do you call it? A sapiosexual.
Okay.
Oh, I am attracted to intelligence.
I'm attracted to intelligence too.
I love it.
But I love it. I don't want to date a doctor.
You don't think doctors are intelligent?
No, doctors are very intelligent. Some of them. Because some of them, us nurses, have to teach. But that's a whole nother Real Nurses of Detroit topic. So, yeah, no, I don't want to.
I think we should go to some hot topics, though. You ready for some hot topics? Let's break this up.
Well, last week we talked about Gabrielle Union.
Yes.
And this week, they are back in the news. So I don't know if you've been made aware of this, but there was, I guess, a photo of their son that had come out over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And it started on Thanksgiving Day when Gabrielle Union shared a nice family photo on her Instagram page.
Yeah, they were like standing on the stairs
couple,
and stuff. Yeah.
Their 1-year-old daughter Kavia, and their 12-year-old son Zion.
Transgender, I
guess.
Who was wearing a crop top and fake nails.
Well, he hasn't had like the surgery, but he's dressing like a girl. Yeah.
That's not
maybe later on the page you can put we can link the article so people can see a picture if they're not already familiar with this.
Okay.
Then we can link a picture so that they can see. But apparently, so what happened was, if you haven't, and I don't know if you've seen it, like I mean, I don't really see much of a crop top, but it just looked like it's kind of raised.
Like it's raised a little bit. Yeah.
What is the problem?
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you what people's...
I don't understand. Y'all doing
apparently
too much.
what people's issue is.
How about you leave them alone?
Anyway, a number of people decided to criticize what he was wearing and then made suggestion that Wade was somehow a bad father for allowing his son to dress in this way. So one person was talking about like, why does his son have his nails done? Why is he dressed like a girl? Oh, wow. So these were several of the type of comments that were made. So Wade's response to this
is our community so unaccepting?
Well, his response was, instead of, being negative and being nasty with these people, I like the way he handled it. He says, as a parent, my only goal is that my kids feel that I see them, love them, and support them. Mm-hmm. I've seen some post-Thanksgiving hate on social about my family photo. Stupidity is a part of this world we live in, so I get it. But here's the thing. I've been chosen to lead my family, not y'all. Oh. So we will continue to be us and support each other with pride, love, and a smile. Now, I think that is a fantastic response.
That was a great response. It was. The end.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, right?
Like, this is my household.
I'm not, it's none of their business.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it shuts you down, like, because think about it. If he had come at them saying, y'all MFs and blah, 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 what would have happened? Someone else would have responded. It would have just been like a back and forth.
Yeah.
But this just raised his game to me.
People are ignorant, and it's none of their business. Period. Yep. Like, you raise your son the way you want to raise him. As long as the baby is not in, harm to self or others.
Right.
Moving on.
Well, I also love her response, and Gabrielle Union, her response is, looks like love to me. I truly hope that everyone gets the love, support, and hugs they deserve. Also, Cobb ain't with the dumb shit. Bless, peace, and blessings, right. Good people.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I ain't mad at them. I'm not. I mean,
yeah,
that's their household, and you don't have to agree with it.
They gonna come for him every which way.
Well, yeah, because like even with the photo, like she put my girls,
mm-hmm.
So I mean,
with him in it.
Yeah, but this is just. I feel like
he's identifying as a girl.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? This is because you do have people that hate or don't understand, or people that are just instead of worrying about their own families and what the people like what they're doing, they want to worry about somebody they don't know on social media.
Right.
So my thing is, and as a celebrity being in the spotlight, they're gonna get hate. Whatever they do,
no matter what
they could just go eat pancakes, and somebody is gonna have something to
Not
say.
Pancakes.
That's true. That's
okay,
true.
So I mean, I hate to say it, but at this young age, it's important to develop a little bit of a thick skin.
It's gonna be difficult.
It is a difficult.
I feel bad for him.
Well, you know what though? How much? Just think about this. What if we were, say, 20 or 30 years back? Like, thank God that all of us are growing in the age we are today. I couldn't imagine what I would. I mean, because I can't keep my mouth shut. I told somebody if I was back during slavery days, I'd have been shot.
Oh, girl, no, you didn't. She said slavery
I would have been
days.
shot.
Okay.
You would have been Harriet. Harriet was gangster. Did y'all see the movie? Because Harriet was gangster. Okay, she wasn't afraid of anything.
Let me tell you
and
something.
I didn't even know that much about her. Like, you hear about Harriet Tubman, of course, but like what she embodied, I did not know until I saw that movie.
What did she embody to you?
Ago.
Like, tell me.
So, she was strong. She was fierce. She was fearless.
Yes.
Like, she was determined to free as many people as she could.
Does that sound like Sandra Bullock to you, though?
No, that was Julia Roberts.
Oh, sorry.
And not to mention, I can't even blame Julia because she didn't. It was
she didn't know nothing about it.
It was.
But I'm saying, why would you have her play that part?
Yeah.
Well, and that's what that shame on this casting director.
They shady as hell.
Was.
But she was just determined. I was in the movies like, Harriet is gangster. She
As
like,
hell.
I'm going back. No, you're not stopping me. I'm going to get some more of my people, and I'm bringing them over here. Like,
and you know,
seriously.
The Underground Railroad actually went through downtown where the Princess Boat is. And you can see that statue.
They got the statue,
It's pointing to Canada, and that's where they went. When they were going to the north, they were going to Canada.
Wow.
Yeah. So
shout out to Harriet Tubman.
Right? Shout out to Harriet.
Harriet was doing the dang on thing.
Hey.
For her people.
Strong women.
For real.
All right.
Amen to that.
She could have been a nurse.
She probably was a nurse.
She should have been, girl.
Now, this is something that I came across that bothers me a great deal. There was a Michigan high school football player who died after undergoing knee surgery.
I knew it was knee surgery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were just talking about that briefly before we started. And, there's a lot of risk when you have any surgery.
16 years old.
Yeah, I don't care what age you are.
Yeah.
It's... When you have knee surgery or any surgery, I don't care if it's a C-section, the nurse is not trying to be mean to you and say, you got to get up. You got to get up out the bed.
But you got to get up.
You have to get up.
It's for your own good.
Because you're at risk for blood clots.
Yeah.
And they said that it was a routine knee surgery, which the head coach said had gone successfully.
Yeah.
And the surgery
but we don't know.
Successful.
We don't know.
After,
and
right,
you don't
during
know
the recovery process.
Right.
Did he get too much pain medicine and the respiratory rate was slow? Did he have something else going on that he didn't know about? Were there other? We don't know the whole story, but I would put my money there on a blood clot.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he went back in for a follow-up surgery where he suffered complications.
Yeah, that's the complication.
Okay, they said I guess he had to go back in to get something cleaned up a week ago, last Monday. They said it went well, and that everything had gone, I guess, according to plan. Yeah. But then that Thursday night, he developed a blood clot.
Didn't I say that?
And
Friday
I didn't
morning,
read
the article.
We were told he had developed a blood clot, which led to a heart attack, and then he passed away.
That's so sad.
Friday morning.
It's sad, because he's so young, and so with blood clots, anyway they cut on you, I don't care if it's a C-section, a routine, whatever, they cut on you.
You're at risk.
You're at risk. It can be a fat embolism, which is a blood clot from the bone. It can be a blood clot where your blood is not moving because you're not up and moving.
Yeah.
So that blood clot can either travel to the brain, and that's a stroke, or travel to the heart, and that's a heart attack. And you could die from a heart attack. People don't realize you could die from these things. Yeah. So
it's like utmost importance then
get
that
up.
You are walking around and moving around after a surgery.
Within 24 hours, we are having you dangle your legs on the side of the bed.
So no matter how much you may want to lay there.
And you're in perm. Get up.
I do mother-baby, and so like with our C-sections, we get them up in about 8 to 12 hours.
We don't
get
wait.
That Foley out, and they, of course, they don't want to because they're in pain, and I understand. You just had your stomach cut open and pulled and tugged, and the baby is out, but if you don't get moving, you're at risk. You're at risk for pneumonia. You're at risk for a blood clot, and you just don't. You want to be able to go home with your baby.
You
kind of
get
up in the ICU.
You kind of get a little restless because if you're a type of person that's already busy and you're up and about, you're not gonna want to sit in a bed. I don't care how much pain you're in. You're gonna want to get up.
Listen,
get up.
Pregnant women don't want to get up.
I've been pregnant twice
because they're not pregnant anymore. After that baby come out,
they just want to probably lay and rest.
It's hard to get them out the bed. They don't want to walk.
No, honey.
They don't want to get up. They just want to rest.
I don't know about nobody
after being in labor for who knows how many hours.
I didn't push no baby out, so I kind of feel a little robbed because I didn't get no contractions or nothing.
It's still not too late.
You right, girl. I'm planning one. I gotta find that men's
firefighter.
Paramedic.
Right?
No,
anybody out there? Paramedic.
They can slide in the deal.
For Veronica.
No, but like I had 2 C-sections, so I had a surgery. So it wasn't an option.
That's a major surgery.
Get
People
up.
don't understand that. a C-section is a major abdominal
And my thing is,
surgery.
you feel good, girl, because you got them drugs in you.
Yeah.
And you like, I don't feel no pain. Then you like, for like a day later, it wears off. You like, oh Lord, geez. You call it, give me my pain medicine, but
like
you
my
up.
incision
You're
is
up.
burning.
Yeah, it's itching, it's burning.
Yeah.
So much stuff is coming out every orifice.
But you gotta move.
You
gotta
leaking
move.
everything. But now you got this beautiful baby.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's so worth it.
It is. It's worth it.
And I'm not even a mom, but I get joy just from watching, like, my moms and their new babies.
Oh.
Like, they'll talk about the laboring process for the ones who deliver
forget.
vaginally, and then they'd be like, but then after the baby came out, like, it's like all the pain just stopped, like, immediately. And it's
You
like,
do.
yeah,
It's
look at the gift
euphoric.
that you get. So
But
it's cool.
But see, I was a little tripping. I was like, you did this to me. You see this? These two? When we leave up out of here, I got something for you. No, but you're happy to have that baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, it hurts. I ain't gonna lie. That after. Don't be afraid.
I can't relate. I cannot relate.
Yeah, well, one day.
No.
No
day.
You're not gonna ever have
No.
kids?
What?
Next topic.
Oh,
No
that's another
way.
show. Okay.
Well, some big news, which I'm sure everyone knows about now, was December 1st was
the first day of legal marijuana.
lines were long, demand was high. Apparently,
They made $221,000.
they interviewed a woman who had slept outside for 10 hours.
Why? This ain't Black.
Wow.
Was it?
Was that-
Maybe it was
Yeah,
Black
but
Friday.
they weren't having any Black Friday specials. I mean, really.
I
come
mean, but these
on.
marijuana stores have been there. What's the difference?
Not to mention, I mean,
This ain't new.
10 hours, really?
But I seen
a long
all
time for some
like you
weed.
got
Way
the
too long
you
for
got
that.
the
Why
liquor
couldn't they just go
store.
to the dispensary? Is that you
or
can't
I'm
get it in
sure
America?
somebody's got a friend of a friend.
No, I think what the thing is that now they no longer need the cards.
And it's just to
It's
be able to do it. I
recreational.
think that was
Yeah.
the thing is
It's
that
legal.
they felt
I mean, I'm
like
not a
they can
marijuana smoker, so I
legally
don't know.
I'm not
purchase
either.
this. Mhm.
But you know, 420 day, they lighten it up. Listen, but let me tell y'all, the best concert I ever went to, boom, 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 boom.
They coming February. Motor City
Girl.
Soundboard. We should go.
It wasn't just bone. I can't do it at soundboard. I went to the Palace and I was high. I got a contact. But this was the best concert I ever went to because I'm a Bad Boy fan. So it was everybody on Bad Boy. Like it was Drew Hill opened up. Genuine was. These are the opening acts.
Oh, wow.
Aaliyah. Mary J. Blige and Bone Thugs and Harmony were the like headliners. And as soon as Bone Thugs and Harmony, I was like, why is it so smoky in here? What's going on here? I'm like 17. I'm so confused. Like, oh, I'm so relaxed. Let me sit back in my chair.
Anyway, so as of right now, you can buy this legally in Michigan. However, as of right now, there's only 3 licensed dispensaries
Yes.
in Southeast Michigan.
That part.
And they're all in
Maybe we should
Ann
open up
Arbor.
one.
It's hard. It
That's
costs.
the deal.
It
Yep.
costs a lot of money. Now, these people, listen, I already did my research on all of this. Like, I knew they was going to make some money. $220,000 on the first day.
And that there's only 3 in Ann Arbor that are in Ann
So
Arbor.
there are none of them like in
All
the
of
city
them are
of
in-
Detroit or anything like
For
that.
the city of Detroit, from my understanding, is that they opted to decline it right now. They're supposed to weigh the vote again. I'm not sure when, but
Really?
that's why there's none in Detroit.
Wow.
They make them go through a whole lot to get the licensing. And some of the places already have like the delivery, like they got the little Uber, which I think is a great idea.
So they'll bring it to you?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
But that's only if you're medical carrying. Now, this is dangerous because you get robbed on the way to deliver.
Yeah,
you know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Or you
That's
might be
true.
delivering to somebody who's not a card member at that time.
Right.
But these dispensaries, they have to pay. Like, you have to have liquid money. Like, a lot of it. Like, a half a meal.
Oh,
To
wow.
even just get the licenses to get started. I don't think it's a bad idea. Now, side effects, I know side effects, I know too much. So we gonna talk about that on another show. That's a whole marijuana topic. It's gonna be a whole 2 hours on marijuana. I'm gonna bring the experts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I don't
that
smoke,
would be,
so
I think that would be a great show.
Yeah. I think people will be interested in that one.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure they would.
But it's legal in Michigan now. Yes,
right,
it's
in
legal.
Michigan, but there's still limited places where you can buy it.
You got to go to Ann Arbor. Those 3.
Right.
A lot
So
of people ain't got
you
no
must
license,
be,
so how that's gonna work?
consumers must be at least 21 years of age and show a valid state ID or driver's license to buy it. You can travel with up to 2.5 ounces. And at home, you can have up to 10 ounces. And people can also grow up to 12 plants for personal consumption as long as it's not visible from outside.
Did you see all the little articles that were like, this person caused a car accident and they were high? Come on.
No, I think I seen something on Facebook yesterday where somebody hit a state trooper.
Yeah, they hit a state trooper. And I'm like, this kind of looks a little staged. I'm just saying.
I didn't read the whole
on
story.
75 or where are the lodge?
I don't know where it was
Yeah, I
located.
can't even
However,
remember, but-
I know it didn't go into effect until 10 a.m. They didn't go on sale until 10 a.m. Like, kind of like, you know how Black Friday has their time?
Yeah.
Where it's like 12 in the morning. But, like, they didn't start selling until 10 a.m. But that accident happened at 9. That's all I got to say. We're going to leave it.
So he wasn't high.
Not yet. He was on his way to the stove. So you can't blame it on the marijuana. But you know what? Everybody wants a piece of the pie. And I think that's why it got legalized, to be honest with you, because people going to do it regardless of whether it was legal or not. And the government wants a piece. Everybody want a piece of something.
Well, you would, but then that leads me to ask, well, why not in Detroit?
Because it costs too much. It's hot. Believe me, honey. Yes, you want to invest. It takes it's high penny and it's liquid money. This ain't, I'm gonna just go to the bank and get me $200,000. No. It's a lot of money. And then the way they have it set up, like, it's almost like you have to own a bank kind of security. Yeah. You have to have so many cameras. You have to have one locking door. You know how you go to the Bank of Detroit and you come in that first lock, that door locks, and then you have the green light to the second door?
Yeah.
It's kind of set up like that. And it has to be that way or you can't have the place. So it's a lot that goes into owning these dispensaries. A lot.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
I guess I don't want to own one.
Yeah, I guess.
It could be
Not
very.
to mention, I don't have that liquid.
I guess
money.
I'm just
Not a half a million.
Not say that people can't team up and go.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
definitely.
and do it.
Yeah.
But you really need to be knowledgeable about all the strands and. I'm learning a lot. Sativa versus like that's the upper that makes you like curbs your appetite. I'm sure that's what Snoop Dogg uses because he's so freaking skinny. It makes you lose a little weight there.
What does?
Sativa. And it keeps you turned up.
So that's a strand of the cannabis, right?
Yes,
of
that's
the cannabis leaf.
Yes, that's one type.
Okay.
And then there's others that make you hungry and chilled out.
Yeah.
Now, if you're high anxiety, you're not going to want to have a sativa.
Right.
Because you're going to be tripping.
Tripping.
Tripping. Cleaning up and everything. You're going to be hiding in the closet, running in circles. You don't know what might happen. You might be psychotic.
Yeah.
You know, and come see me in a psych ward. You don't know what might happen.
Right.
So,
Wow.
but everybody says it's natural. But what I say to that, cocaine is natural. Comes from the coca leaf. So that's not a good,
Right.
everybody
Just
can't
because
handle
it's natural doesn't mean that it's healthy or good for
Everything ain't.
Well, it was interesting. There's an activist and a poet named John Sinclair. He was among the first to purchase legal recreational marijuana 50 years after he was arrested for smoking marijuana.
50 years?
Yeah,
later?
he's now
Wow.
78.
I wonder if you still get high.
Yeah.
I'm sure
The
he
older
does,
guys be getting high.
Especially with what, like glaucoma or what? I mean, I don't know.
I cannot confirm nor deny any of that.
He was, I guess, released from prison for possession of 2 joints.
Wow.
In 1971.
They said that there's supposed to be some states
joints?
That's nothing. But a lot of states are supposed to be reversing these convictions. But like, if you had that 50 years ago and that's already messed up your life,
Right.
what does that matter now? You know?
Exactly.
But whatever.
That is.
Is there anything else hot?
Hot. Well, let's see here. Let's see. Yes. I think this is actually pretty important. So with everyone buying smart TVs and because of what happened over Thanksgiving weekend and Black Friday, there were so many insane TV deals. I mean, really, you could get like a 65-inch TV for under $300.
Yeah,
it was really
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
So people need to be aware and the FBI is warning citizens that smart TVs, hackers are using those as a window into people's homes.
Wow.
So they encourage you to stick tape over your smart TV camera.
You got a smart TV camera?
I didn't know that.
I don't have a smart TV. I guess my TV is dumb because it's not smart. And I don't even watch TV for real. So
I don't
it's
either.
Never
But I
on.
sure was about to get a 60-inch
and then gain access to your home network.
Well, you know what? I saw online. I don't know if it was Yahoo News or Google News, but you know, with all of this stuff going on with like human trafficking and stuff, I saw somebody post on Instagram like a screenshot of who she said was one of her friend's son's cell phone. And so these people that I guess are in these white vans sent like a text message to this little boy and said like, your name is such and such. I know where you live. Like the address was kind of like scribbled out. And, you know, you go to this school and when you come out, I'll be waiting for you, blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
So then I saw the report on either Yahoo or Google News, but they said the kids who play these games like Fortnite and all of that kind of stuff, so hackers can get into those games because it has your personal information in it and I guess maybe addresses, IP addresses or whatever. And they were saying that that's how this particular person found this little boy's like all of his information, like where he lived, what school he go to, and so forth and so on. So parents should be very careful
about
with that video game stuff, about how much information you're actually allowing your child to input into the computer or into the TV to, I don't know, create a character or to be able to game with somebody else.
Innocent, cause
they
like
are.
Even
like
my daughter's
they would
9.
never think of that.
No. They don't.
They just want to play the game.
Innocent.
You know.
I had to put and if your kids have iPhones, you need to know that there are parental controls that you can say if it's under PG, then they can't access these apps. I had to do it on mine.
Right, for the apps, but this is just saying like even for your laptop. That these people can, if
cover my
good
app.
Hackers, they can absolutely get access through your camera.
I automatically do that. Like I have one of those touchscreen computers, and it had like the built-in camera. I automatically just covered it with the sticker.
Okay.
I work for the feds, so my phone is always tapped. I think
all of these phones are tapped regardless. Let me tell you a quick story off topic.
Okay.
Kind of on topic, but off topic.
Go for it.
Last night I was at work, right? It's just me and my coworker. We're sitting at the desk. She's doing some charting. I'm doing some charting. And she's saying that she's looking for some UGG slippers. And I was like, oh, you know, the UGG closet is open now. I don't know when it closes, but
what's an UGG closet?
So UGG closet is when UGG has this sale. And it's like certain items in the closet, like up to 60% off. So I was like, let me check my email and see when I got this email, it'll tell me like how many days the closet's open for. So she was like, oh, I got it. I see it right here on their page. So she looking in there. And she saw some slippers that she wanted, but they weren't the color that she wanted. Like the sale ones were pink, and she wanted like the chestnut color or something. So she was like, you know what? I'm gonna try Nordstrom's Rack. She said I found some really nice Sorel boots there, and I was like, oh, okay. And that was that. And then I got onto my phone and like opened up Facebook, and you know what the first thing was that popped up? Like one of those ads? No, Sorel boots. And I'm like, it heard what she said.
Yeah.
I don't even own a pair of Sorel boots.
Yeah.
I never
don't know
even
what that is.
spoke about it or any of that.
That's
And I
crazy.
immediately said to her, I was like, you want to know what this ad says on Facebook as soon as I open it up? And she was like, what, about the UGG slippers? And I said, no, it's about what you said.
You
the
know
Sorel
what,
boots.
though?
And it was
'Cause
there, and I was just like,
the owner of
How?
Facebook, what's his name?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he had a meeting with Trump. And Trump wanted access, I think, to people's information on Facebook.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not that though. That this has been going on way before that.
No,
Way
for
before.
sure.
Yeah.
They monitor what we say in the inbox. So it goes down in that DM. Go ahead and send me something if you want to, because I'll report you to the authorities. I'd be like, he done sent me something, and he ain't an EMT or a paramedic
Or a firefighter.
Oh my God.
So get him, Mark Zuckerberg. But no, it's scary. It's very
is
scary.
scary.
This human trafficking thing has
Yeah.
me shook.
Yeah, it's very scary.
am so scared, and I am not a good person that's good with my surroundings. I'm not. I'm so in my own little world.
I feel
and
like
I'm
everybody is so
la-di-da.
distracted now, like with these cell phones.
We
Everybody
are.
is
Oh,
always
God,
like this.
Everywhere
Nobody
you
is
go.
really like paying attention to their surroundings. So
Yeah.
hopefully with this, going on, because it's now like the thing that's happening,
Yeah.
people are a little more conscious.
But it's no
of-
different than kidnapping. It was still the same. But
Yeah, but people weren't getting kidnapped every day. Like human trafficking is a multi-million-dollar industry. They're literally
yeah.
taking kids and
women
And
frequently,
powerful.
and
The
women.
thing is, they're powerful people. There's articles with senators and congressmen. I mean, that are attached.
Ain't that what
to,
Jeff Epstein was doing with his little island?
Well, look at Prince Andrew.
Yeah, I heard about that. He was involved with Jeff.
There was a
Epstein?
photo. Someone got a photograph of him at one of Jeff Epstein's parties.
Lord.
So now there's a whole investigation. Apparently,
That's
Prince
why
Andrew,
he came up missing.
Prince Andrew did
Okay.
a interview where he was trying to put down these rumors, but he actually just made it worse.
Oh,
Wow.
The way he answered some questions.
Yeah.
I have to find the article, but it was something just so ridiculous. He missed his flight and had a layover, and that's why he was there. I mean, it was something so ridiculous
Right.
that if he
Look
had
at your
just said
face.
nothing.
sorry.
No, the thing is, if he had just said nothing,
Yeah.
people would have talked, but it probably would have gone away. But because
wait,
Because
which
he
one is
said that, yeah.
is that? The one that's married to Merkel?
No.
Prince Andrew. So
Prince-
you have Prince Charles and Andrew. They're brothers.
And
Well, he
Harry.
fine.
Right.
Harry is married to.
Yeah,
Harry.
Harry's.
He the fine one.
Yeah.
That's the fine brother. The other one, he
is.
kind of receded a little bit.
No. So because you're receding, you can't be
He's
fine.
elderly.
He is not elderly.
How old is he?
He's got to be in his mid to late 30s.
Exactly.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not
Oh,
that
he's
old.
young.
Yeah, they're not that old.
So is he the next in line to be king or
No,
whatever?
that I don't
That's
know.
after Charles.
Charles.
It's
So
Charles
after
and
their
then
dad.
him.
Charles is old. That's the elderly one. The gray
Charles
hair.
is the
daddy.
father.
Yeah, that's the father.
He look like he 70 years old.
He probably
probably
is.
60, 70.
Yeah.
Is he ever gonna be king?
Queen Elizabeth, she's gonna step down at some point. She's she's in her 90s.
She been there forever, and that's not normal.
It's not normal.
I mean, how do I explain it? The way that how she took over the throne.
What
And
do you
then-
mean? She was her
Don't you have to
father
get-
died, and then
And
that's when
so
she,
she was next in
But
line.
he didn't have any.
Married.
He didn't have any sons. Is that what it was?
No, the way it was that his brother was actually king, but then he fell in love with an American actress who was also a divorcee. And at that time in British history, you, first of all, did not get with an actress if you were a royal, and you definitely didn't get with a divorcee. So he had to...
Dang, what's wrong with a divorcee?
So what he had to do was he relegated the throne to his brother.
I can't with you.
Okay.
And that is how...
this is a whole nut right here.
So that is how Queen Elizabeth's father became the king. And then when he died, she became queen.
She was next in line. Okay.
Yep.
I got you. Well, this was a great show.
It was.
We kind of shot the breeze a little bit.
We did.
I forgot to say, the doctor, B. Jeezy. Shout out to B. Jeezy. He out there on hiatus.
I almost said something, but I'm not gonna.
He'll be back next week.
Not gonna.
And hopefully we have the law enforcement in the house next week. Okay. That's what we plan on doing. We don't know who shows up. So we'll be able to ask them a lot of questions. And they're all good guys. And anything else you guys want to say? You can follow me on
burnout is real.
Yes.
So nurses, coming from the Real Nurses of Detroit, if you feel like you are experiencing nurse burnout, you probably are. You need an outlet. You need to take some time away from home, your children, your spouse. And even if you don't have a spouse or children, you still need to take some time. Spend a day and maybe go get a massage or go sit in a coffee shop and read a book, drink some hot tea. But you have to, I know as nurses it's hard to turn our minds off. It's hard for me even when I get off work to go to sleep because I'm thinking of, did I do everything I was supposed to do? Did I chart this? Did I do that? And blah, blah, blah. So your wheels are like always turning, but you have to find a way to kind of quiet that noise.
Yoga.
Yeah. Meditate.
There's a great place in Pharmacy Hills, and I'm going to give them a shout out. I haven't gone there yet. Okay. It's called Inception. I have to go there, but Charlemagne the God was there. And it's he has his own podcast. He was a co-host with Wendy Williams.
He is.
No, okay. Well, he always talks about mental health, like he's gone through a lot of anxiety and things of that nature. But I'm just saying, I reached out to them today, and I wanted to see what was up because I'm like, I need a mental health day because it's supposed to be, they call it the mental health gym.
Okay.
Just like we go
mental health days are real. You need those.
Seriously.
Hey, listen, if it's been too much going on at your job, call off. I mean, the hospital is still going to run. The nursing home is still going to operate. The hospice center is they're just going to be down a nurse. But you would rather take the time that you need at the time that you need it and not have to, pop off when you at work and then you taking some time that you really wish you didn't have to take.
Right.
Yeah.
Involuntarily.
So
when I feel like I need a mental health day, when I'm like, it's been, and granted, most nurses work 3 days a week. We do 12-hour shifts, and people think, oh, you only work 3 days. Honey, let me tell you something.
You try it.
These wheels in this brain is turning more than 3 days a week.
Right.
It's more than 12 hours a day. I'm at work before I get to work. I'm at work when I get home. So it's a lot. So if you feel like, you're experiencing some burnout or you got some mental health stuff going on, please, 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 and our bodies talk to us. Listen to your body. Take the day off, take some time off, spend some time with you. If you have a sister circle or whatever, get with your girls, have lunch, have breakfast, talk, dialogue. You need that. And not just in nursing, but in everything. But because we're talking about, burnout from a healthcare perspective, I guess, if you will, it's important. And I travel as often as I can because, honey.
Nice.
Yeah, she does. She be gone. She catch flights, not feelings. That's what
period.
Get flued out. Angie,
I flew myself out. Ain't that something? Ain't nobody fluing me out.
Right. But we're going to talk about other ways to cope with, I don't care what line of healthcare you're in.
Yeah.
Once we talk to the... hopefully we can get some doctors on here. We're also going to get the law enforcement on here. We talked to the firefighters. We discussed with a couple of nurses.
Maybe we need to get the firefighters back.
We do. You know I love me some firefighters. Ooh, they stay in the gym. Anyways, that's another way to cope. But we will see you guys next week.
Thank
Same
you for
time,
joining us.
8 to 10, Monday nights. The Real Nurses of Detroit.
Real Nurses of Detroit.
Good night.
Good night.
Mike, sir, off. Give me 1 second to end the video.
Okay.
This thing was tearing up my ear.
Oh, like, where is that coming from? Why does this have a